Hello, it's Artistic Boyfriend doing here. Welcome to one final moment of clarity. Strap in, get some snacks. This might be a longer one. Ooh, I find myself in an unusual situation. I don't remember where I am or why I'm here. Around me is dense vegetation. Ahead of me lies a fragment of a mirror. I feel drawn to it. I feel as though someone is guiding me, telling me to go there. Watch the move, mouse the in camera. So this is kind of like a visual novel, but also like 3D. It has a 3D world, and hello, there's a mirror in there. It's a visual novel, but it's also like a 3D area. Okay, this feels familiar to me somehow. A garden, my garden. What the? Okay. There's a wheelchair. Can you see another? Oh, what the? Is that us? Oh, hello. Dinner in my kitchen. This is very unique for what's supposed to be a visual novel. Freezer? Is this a freezer? I thought there was something there. Okay, what's this? Toboggan. I don't recognize it. Oh, okay, go to the mirror. Okay. Lock the memory fragment. Okay. No, Joe. Okay. Ooh. What? I don't wait to see if the creatures around the corner and I stop before the mirror, directly looking for an answer of what I'm supposed to do now. Suddenly there's clarity in my mind. I know what I need to do. Ooh. Oh right, there's voice acting in this game, so I don't have to actually speak everything.
What time is it?
Coherent thoughts begin to trickle back into my brain like rainfall through a gutter. The light streaming through the window hits my face just as the bell rings, sending me towards a sharper state of wakefulness than I anticipated. My eyes were first opened by sudden realization.
Oh no.
The sound of textbooks closing in unison around me only further cements my theory, as well as confirming my fear. I fell asleep through class. Again.
Unbelievable.
And yet I know full well that it isn't unbelievable at all. Diligence has always been my strong suit, but alertness, that's not always possible when trapped in the same old stuffy building listening to lectures for hours on end. Now that I think about it, I'm thankful that it's time to get out of here. After scooping up my supplies as quickly as I can, I'm finally following the herd of students at the classroom doors. The noonday sun filters between the trees like flecks of warm gold against my skin, rendering me dreamily ignorant to the few people along the dusty country road. Maximum enjoyment of the day and minimum regard for traffic safety are admittedly my modus operandi. Though I can hardly blame myself for being mesmerized. And the trees and familiar countryside alike greet me as I take measured steps, utterly succeeding in my goal of enjoying the day as much as I can. This routine isn't exactly unique. The idyllic scenery and unwavering schedule can prove to be... Can I save? No. No, soothing? No. Soothing. After a while, I've always thought that this town had all the trimmings of something truly magical, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Wait.
Or maybe tab. No, that's not what I meant. No. Go back. No. Oh, no. Okay. Go back. Can I go back? No. Shit. Sorry. She stands out against the countryside, that's for sure. The way her blonde hair seems bathed in sunlight makes her look like something out of a dream. I try to offer her a smile, but she looks busy, at least until... The wind picks up, blowing her paper right out of her hand. I hardly have time to stop before it whips right past me and it's carried along the path. For the first time, the girl looks up at me, panic written pulling on her face.
Quick, catch it!
The girl runs up to me. I let her catch up, waving the paper in my hand.
I got your paper here.
God, thank you so much. You're my hero of the day.
She's slightly winded, but straightens up and dusts off her dress regardless.
Sorry I just sort of called you to arms like that. I just panicked a little bit.
No trouble at all.
Still.
Really, I mean it. It's not a problem.
Well, I'm gonna pay you back. I've got a $5 with your name on it. Speaking of, what is your name?
As she speaks, the girl takes out her wallet and begins to look through it.
I'm Oliver. But I don't need your money. I was walking down this path anyway, and the extra exercise is good. The weather is wonderful at this time of year. It's perfect for nature walks, since the local flora flourishes in this climate.
Oh god, I'm rambling.
Sorry. What I meant to say was, what's your name?
As much as I love the music, it is a little loud. She smiles kindly at me, not seeming to mind the tangent. She extends her free hand for me to shake.
Mira Bardot. Nice to meet you, Ollie.
Ollie?
It's actually funny that you're named that. I had a cat named Ollie.
Huh.
Had?
He didn't die or anything. I just had to give him to my
Okay.
grandparents before, well...
She gestures somewhat distantly toward the nearby path.
moving all the way out here.
Oh my. You're new?
Mira nods and chuckles dryly.
Yeah, I've been wandering around for a little while now. I was kind of getting worried it was obvious.
You seemed like you knew what you were doing to me. Not that I was paying much attention. I mean...
I'll be honest, I wasn't paying much attention either.
She idly flips to her sketchbook, introducing a sliver of note-taking paper to her piles of pages.
I can't say this place exactly enraptured me. The only thing that's held my interest is the classes. That's about it.
I've got to admit, I'm kind of the opposite.
I was gonna say.
Learning is great, don't get me wrong. But being all cramped up in lecture halls can be a little, well...
I just are vaguely trying to figure out a way to find her sense without seeming too overtly dorky.
claustrophobic.
Mira raises her eyebrows at me. I can't really help but wonder if it's in a that's interesting sort of way, or that's kind of stupid but I need to be polite sort of way.
Huh. I guess that depends on where you're attending, yeah? Where do you go?
Echo Lake College. How about you?
Same! What a coincidence! Gotta say, all the people in the auditorium made me feel a bit better. It's a really nice school, all things considered. Reminds me of home. The city, I mean.
She sighs wistfully.
This place is okay. I was so happy back home. There was so much going on, so many things to do and see. Sometimes I don't even get why my dumb parents made us move all the way out here.
When her tirade is over, Mira pants exhaustedly before wiping a bit of sweat off her face. Her fiery expression soon becomes apologetic, almost
I
timid.
didn't mean to go off like that. My bad. I've been bothered by it for a while.
Truth be told, I feel a bit sorry for her, and her enthusiasm was contagious thing. I feel a spark of passion in my heart as I adopt as an appropriately sympathetic tone.
There's plenty to do and see and love here too. The countryside is full of not-so-hidden treasures, you know?
Really?
Of course. I mean, just take the Platzel, for example.
Suddenly, Mira looks puzzled.
The huh?
The Platzel, Mira.
I don't think I've ever even heard that word before, Ollie.
Same.
You haven't seen the Platzel? It's gorgeous.
Now it's my turn to be unable to contain my excitement.
Are you busy? I could take you there right now if you want. Think of it like a grand tour. Guaranteed you'll love it or your money back.
Mira hums thoughtfully for a moment, what she considers my
You know
offer.
what? You've got yourself a deal, Ollie boy. Lead the way.
Once I led Mira to the palazzo, she looks around at all. The place is saturated with what would some call rustic charm, but people still bustle about around dense. Well, I cannot read. Dense crowds are virtually non-existent in favor of small clusters of people, families, and friends. They walk around almost aimlessly, entranced by the homely sights, sounds, and smells offered by the various market stalls.
So, this is the legendary plaza.
Platzel.
Right. The legendary pretzel. My bad.
She chuckles herself, fully aware of her error. I laugh along with her before my focus returns to the task at hand. Things are going well so far, but suddenly I feel the need to try and fill space. I can't let this be a waste of time. After a moment, though, I finally decide to. Hold on. Ooh, this sounds like a... I knew it. Tell about the town's history.
This place has a really rich history, you know?
Mira's eyebrows raise inquisitively, signaling for me to continue.
There's plenty of local traditions, folklore, and the like. The people here tend to live for a long time, so stories are passed down pretty regularly.
Really? While we walk, you should tell me one.
Well, it's not exactly fiction, but I can tell you about this one person I encountered here. Every year for at least half a century, the same man would come here and set up a stall. Right over there, actually.
I point to an empty spot, and Mira's gaze soon
He
follows.
sold goods for as long as I can remember. Great pies of all kinds, both sweet and savory.
What happened to him? Why is he gone now?
I'm not entirely sure. One year, he just stopped coming. He could have passed on. Or maybe he just got too old to continue the business. But he made a great impact on many people either way. The locals loved him. I aspired to that sort of thing. Despite just being one small me, I'd love more than anything to nurture a community and make the world a little brighter.
Mira smiles and laughs good-naturedly.
Have they got classes for that at Echo Lake?
I mean, I'm taking courses for civil engineering. That's easily the next best thing.
Touche.
As our conversation continues, we venture closer to the stalls. Shopkeepers whoop and holler in our direction, all beckoning for us to come and see what they're selling. To me, it's just as comforting as it is overwhelming. Amidst the noise, a couple of voices stand out to me. Forest. With its colorful wares, the florist drew our attention almost immediately. As we approached the stand, a wave of pleasant aromas washed us over both.
How are ya? Wonderful. Thanks for asking.
Good. Let me know if you see anything you'd like.
By a bouquet, it's my hand is drawn to one of the packet of natural fertilizer. Notice Mira looking. Switch up in the music, okay. Looking intently at a bouquet of beautiful flowers, pink, orange, yellow, and tinges of purple, all mingled together in a stunning explosion of color, made up of stargazer lilies, roses, sunflowers, and powder wrapped in delicate paper and ribbon. Mira takes out her sketchbook and begins to directly draw out what she sees. Pen rapidly glides across the paper in broad strokes as the sketch begins to take form. I can see her glancing cautiously up at the various other people approaching the forest, worried that they'll buy and take away the subject of her latest masterpiece.
You know what? I can buy them for you so you can finish your drawing when you get home. How does that sound?
That sounds wonderful. But are you, sure?
Certain. Consider this sort of housewarming present.
Could you pass over a packet of Miracle Grow too? I want these to stay vibrant for as long as possible.
Once I hand the floor some cash, she returns the favor by forking over a package of Miracle Grow along with the most vibrant boutique. Okay. Boutique. I hesitate look at Mira. She puts the packet in her pocket. This stuff really isn't good for plants, but I don't want to be pedantic. Do I? I might put her off.
I don't mean to be patronizing, but could I possibly recommend something different? Other than Miracle Grow, I mean. It's not exactly good for your plants. It'll make them last longer, but the chemicals work at the expense of its vitality. It contains copper sulfate, which is a bactericide and by proxy also a pesticide. This, of course, can be substituted with diluted vinegar for only a fraction of the cost, therefore minimizing your exposure to possibly harmful...
Mira holds up her index finger, making a low shushing noise. I slowly close my mouth, realizing that I was beginning to prattle on. Just when I think she might say something about how rude I was to ramble, she smiles very strongly.
Made your case, good sir.
She pats the pocket that she put the miracle grow in.
Tell you what, I'll look up some other methods to keep these things alive when I get home. No chemicals, no bactericides. Deal?
I feel a warmth blooming in my chest as I smile back. Without so did we depart from the forest stand.
Take care now.
We each hold out our prizes, chatting aimlessly without a care in the world. The sun begins to hang low overhead, and my only warning of its descent is the slow lengthening of shadows along the pavement. Shopkeepers begin pack up in droves, with their energy and money mostly spent. People are trickling out of the main courtyard en masse. Soon enough, Mira and I are left more or less alone, at least far closer to it than when the day began.
Oh man,
I was riding with the realization.
Is something wrong?
there's nothing wrong exactly. Just, it's getting pretty late.
She looks hesitant to bring up the subject, almost sheepish.
Not super duper late, but
No.
Oh,
you're
sorry.
right.
I skipped some,
We have been
I
here
skipped
a
some
while.
words, I'm sorry. I hate when I accidentally skip over the speaking. Her sheepishness is transferred to me quite easily. I've really taken up a lot every day, haven't I?
I'm sorry for hogging so much of your time.
Mira interrupts me. Her familiar fiery tone ignites once
Stop
again.
right there, Oliver.
I go up unsure what to anticipate. Lucky for me, Mira's expression softens.
I had a lot of fun today. You know that? It's the first time I've felt really welcomed here. If it weren't for my dumb curfew, I'd probably keep chatting with you through half the night.
Her words fill me with reassurance, and I breathe a heavy sigh of relief.
That's great to hear. I'm so glad I helped you give this place another chance.
I mean, I haven't got much choice. But you're really making this a lot less painful and boring, at the very least. Thanks for everything. Let's meet again soon, yeah?
Before I can say anything more, Mira starts off down the path alone. Before she rounds the corner and disappears completely, she looks over her shoulder and smiles like one last time.
Toodles!
And just like that, she's gone. The sound of her footsteps fades away. I'm left to my own thoughts.
What a day.
What a day indeed. Meeting new people isn't usually my strong suit, but I think it went well. I was said and done, sharing my world with someone is an opportunity I often get. She was surprisingly receptive and didn't seem too bored. I think this kind of stuck with me for a very long time. We're going to become too retarded to my thoughts. The realization occurs to me.
Oh, damn it.
I've got to give her paper back. Okay. Oh, new area. The cold pressure of water surrounds me from all sides, fills my lungs. Fish swim around freely. Again I wake to the dream. Again I know what I must do. Pause to move. Mouse to aim. Shift to run. Ooh. What? A bike? This bike seems familiar. I don't remember riding it. Maybe I was pushing someone along. Ooh. What the? Interesting. The beach is so relaxing. That's a better sandcastle than I could ever build. Mirror again. I'm missing a piece. Oh. Oh, hello again. Okay. I guess I go up here. Is it actually following me? Do I actually have to run away from it? Fragmented. Okay. Okay. What? What? Uh-huh. Okay. I feel like I remember dropping something off the ledge of the... Ooh. Again, go to the mirror. I guess I just... Hi. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay. It's blurry, but then it gets it clear. Nope, okay. Okay, no, let's go to the mirror. Let's go to the mirror. Continue the story. Continue the story. Creature follows me everywhere I go. I feel the person behind me as I touch the surface of the mirror. Next memory. I awake to the sound of a moving bus, the dull hum of its engine coursing through me. My head is propped up against the gently rattling windows, and I feel it continuously jostling my glasses. How long have I been here for? A cursory glance around reminds me of where I am, as well as where I'm headed. My classmates and I are on our way to an elective field trip, and today is going to be an important day. As we depart from the bus, I can feel and hear the crisp autumn air carrying fallen leaves along the ground. Ooh. Aww. Changing seasons is made addition cleared by the vibrant reds, orange, and yellows of what few leaves remain on the nearby trees. I adjust my satchel on my shoulder and wait patiently for the stragglers to finish disembarking. As I continue to wait, I feel it from my shoulder. It startles me at first, and I walk around to see none other than...
Hey, Ollie. Rough bus ride, huh?
Oh, hi, Mira. Yeah, I guess you could call it rough. But I sort of fell asleep through it.
I noticed. Didn't want to wake you up, though. It's common road trip etiquette.
Mira pouts childishly at me, and I try to suppress the urge to chuckle at it. Instead, I crack a small smile.
Not like it was a real road trip anyways. No I Spy, no tunes, just the sound of silence.
I wouldn't expect much, really. We were trapped in a metal-moving death machine on our way to a class trip.
That's kind of a sucky way to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what doesn't suck, though?
Her disposition changes to a far more sunny one.
We're buddies!
Huh? I know we're buddies, Mira. We have been for months.
No. I mean, yes, I know that. But that's not what I'm talking about. We're buddies for this field trip.
The floor, she suddenly links her arm with mine and cough and sputter for a moment, struggling to process what she means.
Mira, what are you talking about?
You seriously don't remember?
She gestures vaguely with her free hand as she tries to coax the memories back into my head.
No, we're taking the boring elective for our degrees.
When she sees the blank look on my face, she keeps going.
When the professor said we'd be going to the aquarium, you agreed to pair up with me. Because I said there was a huge chance of me getting super duper bored.
Truth be told, I can't recall making those plans at all, but the longer Mira looks so expectantly at me, the less inclined I am to disappoint.
Right. I remembered. Silly me.
As I stumble over my words, Mira squeezes my arm reassuringly. This only makes my flusterment worse, and I can feel my face burning up. She's so close now, I can faintly smell her perfume. Does she not understand the correlation? Hold on. That's okay. Escape is how I can go do a save. Okay.
Oh, I get it. You're worried about the aquarium. One of those fellas with thalassophobia, maybe. That's fine, Ollie. If you get scared, you can hold my hand.
What?
We're...
Ollie, slow down. Breathe. The fish can't hurt you. They're gonna be in glass.
As I attempt to breathe deeply, I end up coughing, to which Mira pats me in the back. I hope beyond hope that she wouldn't try to do the Heimlich maneuver on me or something crazy. Not saying it needs for her to wrap her arms around me right now. I think I'd melt or disintegrate or perish instantly. Maybe all three. When I regain my composure, I finally try to string together a comprehensible series of words.
Yes.
Yes, what?
I mean, thank you. Yes, this is happening. We're buddying up so you won't be bored. And I remember saying we'd do that, and everything is fine.
Nice save, Oliver. Mira does a fist pump at her newfound victory.
Woohoo! Attaboy! That's the spirit.
Her shouts of encouragement draws enthusiasm from our fellow students, which only add to the smoldering dumpster fire mortification brewing in my brain. I can't complain though, she just looks so pretty when she's happy. It makes me happy too. When the professor begins to give us an orientation, I'm already consumed by my own thoughts. My usual attempts at attentiveness have been completely overshadowed as I glance out at Mira, still holding on to my arm. Her friendship has done a lot for me when I'm with her. I don't have to worry as much about every little thing. The comforting isolation I usually revel in pales in comparison to just how bright she makes my world. Her smile really is like the sun, warming my heart and casting light onto the finer things in life. Makes life a little richer and that much more pleasant. It's like photosynthesis, but for my soul. You know what? We've known each other for a while now. Pretty much every day with her has been a pleasant one. She makes life that much more worth it. Why don't I make her a bigger part of it? Ooh. Don't I just ask her out? The benefit outweighs the cost, I'm sure. If she says no, it's not exactly a total rejection. We would just continue being friends. Everything will be fine, right? But what if it isn't? Usually, I wouldn't want to take such a dire risk, but she's worth it. She's more than worth it, damn it. Her fiery spirit is definitely rubbing off on me. If she could hear this, she'd call me a dork. I just know it. I thought we are going to ask her before the end of this field trip. The professor's orientation comes to a close as I finally make my resolution. We're all handed forms to fill out, and we're all told to take out the small notebook we've been asked to bring along with us. Mira rather typically brought her sketchbook, saying that she preferred to take notes by drawing instead of writing.
Picture is worth 1,000 words after all. If Michelangelo could do it, so can I.
After her rather bold declaration, the dragneelhill begins heading to the aquarium. Anyway, air conditioning watches over us as we step into the aquarium's main court. I can barely hold back a shiver, though Mira hardly seems to notice a change in temperature. The groups of peers who we followed inside begin to divide and disperse, presumably to venture to their assigned exhibits. Before I know it, Mira and I are left alone to stand in front of the aquarium map plastered to a board at the center of the room. Mira squints at the exhibits listed off to the side of the sit off to the side for a moment before clapping her hands resolutely.
Right. Let me refresh your memory, since you're already forgetting a ton of stuff today.
Hurtful, but fair.
We're supposed to be hunting down a topic for a research paper on marine wildlife. It's due in a week or two, so we've got to hunt down our muse Toot Sweet.
Raise an eyebrow.
Toot sweet.
It's a French expression. It means right away, you know? Pronto, rapido, post haste.
Oh. Well, in that case, you're right. Let's locate our subject. Toot Sweet, then.
I've been down to look at the exhibit list as well. There are at least a dozen to choose from, but I'll be the first to admit to myself that I don't want to wander around for longer than necessary. After a little while of deliberation, I mentioned now the choice is down, but what should I recommend we go to first? I just showed the label on the scribe with the tide pools to draw Mira's attention toward it.
What about here?
Mira grins up at me jovially in the ropes.
Ollie! It's like you read my mind. I was just thinking about asking to go see the tide pools.
I mirror her smile as best I can, rubbing the point of impact to ease a slight ache now brewing there. I am not allowed to dwell on it for long. Mira wraps her arms around mine again, leading me off in the direction of the tide pools. Her strides are certain, and even I have a little trouble keeping pace.
You must be really excited for this, huh?
Yep. I've always wanted to touch an anemone.
As we make our way to our latest destination, I can't help but wince a little at the idea of being a target with a wriggling sea creature. When we finally reached the tadpole exhibit, I'm a little surprised to see that the turnout mostly consisted of young children and their chaperones. Looks like our class wasn't the only group here on a field trip. It's just hard luck to get the species around. Most of the touch tanks are occupied by clusters of these kids, gleefully reaching in and running their fingers along the backs of the creatures contained within. For the most part, they are quiet and well-behaved. I breathe a sigh of relief before pointing out one of the few tanks that isn't already being swarmed.
Let's go over there. I wouldn't want to interrupt anyone.
Yeah, I agree.
By the time we successfully bobbed and weaved between the other exhibit goers, Mira is already rolling up her sleeves. She kneels down next to the touch tank and beckons me to do the same. Peer down into the shallow water, fully intrigued by what I see. Anemones, small fish, mollusks, and starfish all cohabitate in an enclosed open face pool containing colorful rocks, pebbles, myriad shapes and sizes. Mira, already elbow deep in the filtered waters, knows me staring at the little creatures within.
What are you waiting for, Ollie? Don't be shy. Stick your hand in and grab an anemone.
I shake my head, so gripping the rim of glass.
No, thank you. I'm content to just watch.
Why? If you just wanted to watch, we could have gone to a different exhibit. They're called touch tanks for a reason.
I'd just rather not.
Mira pauses for a moment.
Would you rather touch a starfish? They're a bit less alien-looking, if you've got a preference for that.
Now it's my turn to pause as I begin to consider her offer. Okay, yeah, I can't save during this moment. Okay. So I figured out how to save at these points. Gently touch nearby starfish.
I never really liked the idea of these touch tanks in general.
How come?
Well, they're great for educational purposes. I just can't ever be sure if... Actually, never mind. It's kind of silly.
No, go on. I promise I won't think it's silly or dumb or stupid.
All right. I just can never be sure if the critters like being touched. I've always been
Fair.
sort of averse to it.
It's a fair assessment.
I know I'd be really unhappy if I was trapped in a tank, constantly poked and prodded all the time.
Mira hums thoughtfully for a moment before leaning over and looking at a flag posted in front of the tank.
First of all, Ollie, that is not silly at all. Second of all, you might want to look at this.
She points to a particular entry inscribed on the
See
plaque.
this? In the trivia section, it says that the anemones have no brain. The likelihood that they feel pain is slim to none. As for the starfish,
Mira slowly scans over the rest of the trivia entries.
they also lack a centralized brain, but they've got complex nerves, so they can feel by touch. And they can see light, shape, and motion with their little eyes. Aww.
When she's done reading out the facts, she turns back to look at
My
me.
point is, they're not really sentient, Ollie. So you've got nothing to worry about when it comes to their discomfort. As long as we don't have some weirdo coming in and ripping apart the starfish for fun, they'll be fine. They're well taken care of here.
I suppose.
I try to shrug off my own discomfort, but despite the efforts, my brow still furrows with apprehension.
I'm just not really partial to keeping wildlife cooped up for human amusement, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Mira wipes her wet arm off on her dress before leaning against the edge of the tide pool and resting her head in her hands.
Personally, I just love being able to engage with it all. It's like a whole other world, made accessible to regular people who love to learn. And we really do have a lot to learn from these creatures. They're so pretty and vibrant, filled with life and personality. It's a great source of inspiration. One of my best works was even based on a clownfish.
She pushes down her nose with one finger, imitating the sound of a clown horn.
Hunka hunka.
I snicker at the silly display.
You know what? I can get behind that. It's admirable to want to learn from animals. I learn a lot from plants, so the concept isn't exactly a far cry from familiarity for me. But fish in particular tend to be a bit unsettling. I don't like how they seem to stare at me. Even the little guys in this tank have been still for an uncanny period of time. I'm sure of it.
Aw, Ollie, they're probably just interested in you. It's not every day they see a scaleless, four-eyed flesh giant roaming around.
Mira, if we're going off of logic based on novelty, I don't see why they wouldn't just stare at you instead. I'd hazard a guess that you're the prettiest, most vibrant thing in the whole aquarium right now.
Ooh. 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 When those words are said, I swear I see Mira's face red, and she freezes in place for a moment, opening her mouth and closing it in rapid succession as she tries to piece together what to say.
What? You...
I'm sorry. Did I say something wrong?
No, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it.
She quickly stands, shoving her face into her sleeve as if trying to stifle a sneeze. Though muffled, I can hear her make a noise half between a groan and a squeal.
Are you sure you're okay?
Peachy Keen!
Oh, she likes him just as much.
Mira, you can use your inside voice.
Hey, Ollie, is it hot in here or is it just me?
God, I swear. Okay, half. How about half? It's just the voices and the music don't always align.
Let's go. Let's go look at some more fish and change the topic.
If you say so, Mira. Whatever will help you calm down. Your face is all pink.
Mira sputters in protest, but can form no coherent argument on the contrary. To the contrary, instead of trying, she robotically steps away from the tugboat out the door of exhibit.
Let's go, Oliver.
I shake my head, clicking my tongue with lighthearted reproach as I follow after her. We return to see that the exhibit court is, fortunately for me, still relatively devoid of people. Take out my notebook and begin to write a few observations about the marine wildlife we've seen, only to be interrupted by Mira tapping me on the shoulder.
So?
What now, Ollie?
What do you mean?
Well,
Mira timidly puts her hands behind her back and begins to rock back and forth on her
I
heels.
was just thinking. We've been to those little exhibits, right? And they're great, don't get me wrong. But I was just wondering, do you want to?
Go to one of the larger aquatic showcases? Let me think.
I take off my glasses and pretend to clean them, watching as Mira stares on with bated breath. Her bright eyes are keenly trained on me while I put my glasses back on and look at her with a serious expression on my face. The stern facade is ruined when I crack a small
Of
smile.
course, Mira. I don't see why not.
Yes! Let's hurry. I don't want the professor to notice we're wandering around too much.
Before I can so much as blink, Mira has already grabbed me by the collar and pulled me off in the direction of the biggest spot in the aquarium's map, the killer whale exhibit. Our rival exhibit is a quiet one. We slip in unnoticed by the other visitors, making sure to avoid breaking the sanctity of the place.
Oh my god!
Her voice is low, barely above a whisper even. Her exuberance is tempered as she stares completely awestruck at the sheer scale of the tank in front of us. A giant glass wall stands in the main centerpiece of the room, the only divider between us and the innumerable tons of water on the other side. Just beyond the pane lies a habitat that's a far cry from artificial. From where Mira and I stand, the whole thing looks and feels like it stretches on for miles. We're just two observers of a vast, deep blue mosaic oceanic life, witnesses to a near-perfect imitation of nature's most studied and least understood masterpiece.
Wow. Just wow.
Agreed.
A second of silence passes between us as we take it all in.
I wasn't expecting this town to have, well, you know.
Mira gestures of the room at large. Unsure what words to Anderson's, but despite this, I can understand her sentiment perfectly.
We've allotted a surprising amount of funding towards stuff like this. Wildlife research, conservation, the whole 9 yards. It's one of the things I love most about this place.
It almost makes me wish I brought my camera with me.
I look perplexed at her.
Don't you have your phone?
I mean, yeah, but it's not the same. The photo quality on it isn't that great. If I want to take a picture of something like this, I want to capture every detail I can. It's got to have feeling. If the picture turns out grainy, it loses the feeling.
Why don't you just draw it then?
Like, right now?
Of course. There's no time like the present, and no reason why you shouldn't. After all, a very wise person once told me that a picture is worth 1,000 words.
To emphasize my point, I playfully nudged Mira's shoulder.
And if Michelangelo could do it, so can you, right?
Oh, you're so right.
Her trademark smile returns in full force as she gets out her sketchbook and pencil.
You know what? When I get home, I think I'll bring in some Van Gogh vibes too. Splash some watercolor on this page to really set the tone. What do you think?
I'm not much of an artist myself, so I couldn't tell you. But I trust that whatever you decide will look fantastic.
Fantastic art, made with help from a fantastic muse.
Fantastic muse?
I'm talking about you.
I mean, I could infer that. I wasn't expecting it. I'm flattered. Thank you.
No problem.
The following lull in the conversation filled only by the sound of Mira's tools against paper. Glance over her shoulder once or twice to try and see what she's working on, but it's hard to pick up the details in the blue lighting permeating the exhibit. Small shadows cast by passing fish make my quest no easier, so I quickly resign myself to my fate. I don't know what Mira's drawing looks like until she shows me, I suppose. I'm definitely stalling, aren't I? It's now or never, Oliver. This is the chance you've been waiting for. You already decided you wanted to take the risk, so just do it. Just do it. Sorry.
Hey, Mira.
Suddenly I feel as if I have something caught in my throat. I cough a little to try and clear it to no
Are you
avail.
okay?
I'm okay. There was something I wanted to ask you, if that's all right.
Oh, go for it. I'm all ears.
Stay cool. This is the home stretch, Oliver. Just say what you need to say.
Would you want to do this again sometime?
What, go on a field trip?
Sort of. I mean, not exactly.
Just say it.
I mean, pairing up again and going somewhere nice, like this. Just the two of us, and not for a school thing.
Such a roundabout way.
A date?
Huh?
You're asking me on a date, right?
Yeah. You can say no. By the way, I won't mind. I'm sorry if this came out of left field. I just really wanted to...
I've got to think.
Right.
Commander stopping himself before I can prattle on for too much longer. Mira's pause, though only momentarily, feels like it stretches on for an eternity. My heart slowly picks up the pace until I can hear my pulse reaching a fever pitch inside my skull. I don't realize I'm holding my breath until it's too late, but that by then my attempts to correct it are limited to skipping, shuddering, gasps. It's not loud enough for Mira to hear, yet to me the struggle is obvious and inescapable. Asking a simple question made me feel like I just bungee jumped off the edge of a moving roller coaster. Is this what love sickness is? Those dizzying seconds between anticipation and pining? Right now, her answer is the most important thing in my world. I know it's irrational, but the Earth itself could stop moving on its axis and I wouldn't mind one bit. Mira beams at me, reminding me that all of a sudden, that all of a few seconds have passed and might just be a trick of the mind. Something in my heart tells me that she feels the yearning too. Her eyes twinkle with equal parts of amusement and delight as she finally opens her mouth to reply.
I'd love that, Ollie.
Oh, yes. Ooh, why did it crack? Back again. The familiarity of the dream is comforting, yet I can't help but feel like a part of me is screaming at what I see. I do not understand why, but I know completing the mirror will help. So again, I search for fragments of the mirror. Fragments of myself. Oh. Oh. What the? Color? No color. Interesting. Where do I need to go? I guess I just go in here. It's what the? Oh, okay. As Mira prepares for the show, I watch the store. This is what I feel, but at the same time. What is this store? Both cannot be true. Bright as hell. Okay, this got really weird. Oh, we got a lake. Here, hi again. Mira and I love to go fishing when we stay at this cabin. Hey, no, stay away, stay away, stay away. No. Nope. I'm assuming I gotta run. Is that a shark? A whale. Feels important. Go to the mirror. I get it. Okay, to the mirror. Okay. Okay, I can feel something's wrong as I press forward to the mirror. Maybe another night will bring clarity. Ooh. CPU, can you just chill the fuck out? Jesus Christ, why does this game just run my CPU like... What the fuck?
Wake up!
A voice harsh and unfamiliar managed to rouse me from my slumber.
Hey, can you hear me?
My eyes darted around the inside of the taxi man. The car suddenly trips to a halt, jostling both me and the belongings I'm leaning so precariously against.
I said wake up. This is your stop. If you stay snoozing in here, I'm gonna have to charge you extra.
Oh my, I'm so sorry. How much is it that I owe you again?
You'll see the price on the app. It's charged straight to your card.
I know, I try my best to feign a knowledgeability.
Apologies. I'm not used to dealing in credit. In the country, I mean, where I'm from. Sometimes checks, but very rarely.
Well, welcome to the city, mate.
So he's in the city
Rule
now.
number 1 is not to overshare with strangers.
Are there any other rules I should know about?
Driver smiles indignantly as he readies himself to put his keys back into the
Rule
ignition.
number 2, personal space. Get out of people's cars when they tell you to.
And is there a third rule?
Out. Now.
His clipped tone immediately shifts me into high gear, providing me with all the energy and motivation I need to open the door and depart.
Thank you for the ride. Have a good day.
I can hear the driver grumbling to himself even as the taxi begins to speed off down the street. Is everyone in the city like this? With a bit of effort, I manage to shake off that way of thinking. What a terrible generalization to make. Surely not everyone in the city is so brusque. I know, because Mira isn't like that. If she invited me here, especially for our first date, then there must be... Oh, we're literally continuing off after that. Okay. Must be some good... Must be some good to be seen in this place. Speaking of, where is she? It's 1:45, and I've seen neither hide nor hair of her. I clutch my bag and thankful for the many layers of clothing I've worn to defend myself against the biting chill. Compared to where I grew up, this place already seems more bleak. The absence of plant life is enough to set me on edge, but the absence of real warmth, that's what really does it for me. Oh, Oliver, don't be so pessimistic. Just I'm about to resign myself to stewing in my thoughts. I'm interrupted by... I startled at the sound, still holding my bag close. A cursory glance around reveals the source of the noise. Mira, running towards me as fast as she can down the sidewalk. As if hit by a ray of sunshine, I can already feel my temperature rising. Again, I look her up and down. When she finally approaches, slightly amused by the sheer number of layers that we both decide to wear.
Looks like we both dressed to impress.
Sure did. Gets awfully chilly around here.
Mira takes a deep breath.
Didn't want to get hypothermia. You'll have to excuse me.
She stands there for a moment, panting from exertion with her hands stretched on her knees.
Did you run all the way here? Mira, you didn't have to.
A single gloved, shakily raised index finger calls me to silence as Mira recuperates. It takes only a few seconds for her to regain her composure, and with a deep breath, she finally straightens up again.
I definitely did. It took forever to get ready, and I would have been beside myself if I were late.
You should take your time for these things. It's not that urgent.
Oh, yeah? You were on time, weren't ya? I needed to get ready and be here punctually, too. I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Well, if it's any consolation, your efforts in getting ready really paid off. You look great.
The slightest hint of a blush begins to creep into Mira's face. She manages to stay composed, but to try and keep herself that way, she reaches up and wraps a thin strand of hair around her finger and begins to fidget with it.
You look amazing too. Just as handsome as you always are.
Coming up with words to respond isn't a task that I'm even remotely ready for. Mira and I both stand there processing the compliments as well as one can with such short notice. A second of flustered silence passes between this before Mira is sent back to the present.
Oh man, look at what we're doing, standing so close to the curb. Get away from there, Ollie. You don't want to get hit.
Oh my.
At Mira's behest, we both step away from the street. She links her arms around mine as she always does and begins to lead me down the walkway.
With the possibility of vehicular manslaughter accounted for, we can talk about other cool stuff, like our date.
The possibility of... You know what? Never mind. Continue.
Since you took me out to the Platzel when we first met, I thought it would be really nice to show you around my old stomping grounds. There's a mall nearby that's, well, kind of near and dear to my heart, as materialistic as it sounds. I wanted to share that with you. We can walk and talk, maybe get something to eat, and get you some souvenirs.
She flashes me a wink as she pats the pocket of her
I
coat.
even brought some art supplies. I'll want to get some pictures, but I thought it would be nice to immortalize some things and drawings too. It'll be like a tidy little scrapbook.
You really thought this through.
It's our first date. I wanted to be as prepared as possible.
I laugh quietly to myself at her diffidence. Though I understand completely, I'm not... So many new words I'm learning today. I'm not exactly the shining example of tranquility here
It's not a
myself.
bad thing. I'm just glad one of us knows what we're doing here. The city is kind of intimidating, I'll admit. I'm definitely out of my depth, so having you help and plan so much is a huge relief.
Oh, Ollie.
Her tone and expression both soften in unison as she reaches for my hand, taking it gently in hers.
That's what I'm here for. We've got to look out for each other.
With her fingers intertwined and her spirits high, the walk to the strip mall is a breeze. Conversations and anecdotes are exchanged near and endlessly as we go, completely altering my sense of the passing time. The journey could be taking anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 hours, but I'm none the wiser. Trading words, the mirror often offers all the entertainment I could possibly ask for. When we finally arrive, Mira is at the peak of an impassioned story.
And that's when I was like, man, at this point, you should just get rid of it. It was so bizarre to me.
Okay. Oh, God.
Hey, wait. I think we're here.
That's all you get? Okay. I thought you had mentioned something about it, but okay. About the choice I made, but okay. Mira looks a bit startled, despite knowing the layout of the city like the back of her hand.
It looks like we are. I hadn't even noticed. Time majorly got away from us, huh?
Well, you know how the saying goes. Time flies when you're having fun.
That's true. I got so wrapped up in chatting that, to me, we sort of just fast traveled here.
Same. Though I guess in my case, that's a good thing. If I hadn't been absorbed in what you were saying, I'd have ended up intimidated by all the tall buildings.
You get used to them after a while.
After a while. Right now, I have a hard time visualizing many reasons why I would want to stick around here for quite so long after that. Now isn't the time for ruminating, though. I choose to keep my commentary to myself and prefer gesturing towards the entrance of our destination.
I guess the only way to find out is through immersion therapy. Shall we?
Yes, let's.
With that, we finally proceed to the storefronts that Mira loves so much.
We're here! It feels like it's been forever since I got to visit.
Though not entirely new to me, the modernity of this place is unmistakable. I can hardly mask my fascination with the way the stores seem so familiar from the outside, yet somehow maintain their differences. There's also sort of sterility to the walkways nearby, a far cry from the countryside or even other parts of the city that I've seen so far. It's plain to me that the owners of the shops here take meticulous care to present themselves as flawlessly as possible.
Ooh, I could see why you like this place. It's very high class.
Oh, you haven't seen the half of it. This isn't even close to the real classy venues. I once drove by another mall that was as big as a football stadium.
Really?
No. But it looked darn close.
I guess I'll have to see it to believe it, right?
Yeah, that's what we've got more dates for.
We do?
Well, I mean, yeah. If you want, I kind of planned some more we could go on if this one goes well. I hope that's okay.
Of course it is. I'm just a little surprised, that's all.
In a good way or a bad way?
Oh, good. It's,
Definitely in a good way. When I'm with you, pleasant surprises are always a given. We do have to get through this date before we can experience the others, though.
Oh, right. Sorry, I got sidetracked again. Let's see. We've got a couple of options. There's plenty to see. Since it's your first time here, why don't you pick what we do first?
Okay. Take initiative.
Do you know any good places to eat around here?
Boy, do I! There's probably 500,000 food joints in this corner of the city alone. There's one that's pretty special to me, though. An old Greasy Spoon Cafe. My family and I used to go there on weekends to get breakfast. They make the best pancakes you've ever seen in your entire life.
Oh, really? I've got to warn you, my mom makes damn good pancakes at home. So your diner has some stiff competition.
We'll see about that. The place isn't that far from here. Only a few doors down. $20 says the food is just as good as what you have at home. If not, better.
You've got yourself a deal.
As I wander those few doors down, Mira's smile falters. She seems to grow more and more despondent the closer we get to the diner.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just, I think the lights aren't on.
They could just be closed. Did we accidentally drop in on a holiday or something?
No, I checked my calendar beforehand. They're usually open at this time.
Mira hesitantly approaches the front door, peering past the remaining shutters as best she can. Oh.
Half the furniture is moved out.
Oh, no.
Maybe they're just renovating?
No. They've definitely shut down.
Oh.
Permanently?
She looks between me and the storefront for a moment before nodding sadly. Unexpectedly, she stays quiet for a time. I feel obligated to try and fill that dead air, but come up short, uncomforting words offer.
I'm so sorry, Mira.
You don't have anything to say sorry for. I just wasn't expecting it to be closed down so soon after we moved away. I'd sort of taken comfort in the idea that the diner would always be here, you know? I guess it's naive to think anything like that lasts forever. There were just so many good thoughts that I associated with this place. The fact that it's gone feels like some kind of cruel rug pull.
That's understandable, I suppose. But think of it this way. You had years and years of great memories with the diner, right? Just because it's not here anymore doesn't mean all of those good times will disappear. Your family bonded here. You gotta have fun conversations, eat good food, and start your days off with smiles on your faces. As cliche as it sounds, I guess what I mean is that since you can't change the fact that it's gone, focusing on the fact that it was here to begin with might help with the grief.
I guess that does make sense.
And hey, that means we can make new memories. Next time we go out together, I could show you some food spots that are closer to where you live. My treat. If you like them enough, you could even bring your family.
That'd be really nice, Ollie. Thank you.
Oh. While she begins to step away from the barred door, something stuck to her catches her eye.
What's this?
She leans in closer, inspecting the object before gesturing for me to come do the same.
Hey, take a look at this real quick. It's some kind of poster.
Is it for the diner?
Mira scans the contents of the poster and looks a little disappointed.
No, some kind of medical thing, I think. There's a lot of words I can't pronounce.
I adjust my glasses and carefully review the text printed onto the parchment. RT-323 is sponsoring a multi-center first-in-human dose escalation trial to determine the safety, tolerability, and pharmacology of an experimental medication in adult patients with severe relapsed refractory degenerative memory loss. That cannot be a coincidence. We're bringing in fragments of our memory, and we see a poster about memory loss. If you are eligible to join the study and choose to participate, all studies-related treatment costs and medical tests will be provided with no charge. Compensation for your time and travel expenses may also be provided.
Degenerative memory loss? I think that's what this is all about. A clinical trial for cures for degenerative memory loss.
That's not a whole lot to go off of. Does it say anything else?
I don't think so. It just has a list of sponsors for the experiment.
Seems pretty vague. Let me look it up and see what I can find. Huh. There's just super muddled results about all sorts of diseases. It could be anything.
Well, hopefully we'll never have to find out.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh, that's... Awkward silence falls between us as the mood turns a bit somber.
Since this place is closed...
Oh, right. Since this place is closed, do you want to do something else? Maybe sightsee, just walk and talk some more?
That would be great, actually. You're a mind reader. I was just about to suggest that.
I think you were about to suggest it, but I interrupted you. My bad. You've got to let me know to stop doing that.
Every time you interrupt me, I'll ask you to put $1 in the interruption jar. How about that? That way, you'll have an incentive to...
That sounds perfect. Wait.
You know the rules, Mira. Come on.
Fine. Only 'cause it's for the betterment of our dynamic.
Mira jerkingly rolls her eyes at me, takes out a single dollar, hands it over as we depart from the abandoned storefronts. Our little adventure leads us back to where we started. The expanse of the mall greets us once again, this time with the benefit of a slight familiarity.
So, what should we do next?
I'm content to just hang out, but I do sort of want to take a look at a certain store real quick, if that's all right with you.
Adam and Eve. I can say that they're in college, right? They're in college.
Oh, of course. I don't mind. Do you want me to come with, or...?
Obviously. Come on.
Mara urged me onwards. The store she owns with lookout seems to only be a hop and a skip away, just a few doors down yet again. When we finally get there, Mira beams with pride. Gestures broadly as if unveiling a grand invention.
Without further ado, my favorite place ever, the Nemesis Boutique.
Mira. Mira's revealed a sketchard as a suited figure leans out of the boutique doors. She raises an eyebrow and looks over with a critical air about her.
If you're going to advertise my business for me, at least do it right. This isn't the Nemesis Boutique. It's just Nemesis. Nemesis. Can you pronounce that?
Ahem. Without further ado, my favorite place ever. Now, Mazine?
Much better. Now, are you going to come in and buy something, or are you content to just scare away my business?
Oh, sorry. We were just passing by.
No, you were staring. Window shopping is a pauper's pastime, you know. Have you even noticed that you're blocking the line?
Mira and I both look around in unison.
There is no line.
Ouch.
There would be if you didn't stand in the way. Go on, be off with you.
Without final remark, the owner of the store disappears from view.
She really doesn't seem too pleasant. How do you even know her?
I'm tempted to say that Mira seems way out of league or something like that, but I keep that observation to myself.
Oh, well, she's kind of my boss. In a way, I mean. I took an internship with her for a bit before moving.
Were there no other nicer options?
I mean, there definitely were. But I wanted to get my foot in the door of the fashion world. I looked up to her. I still sort of do. Her summer collections sell like hotcakes. The elite love them. Her spring and winter collections, though, they kind of struggle to get off the shelves. I assume that's why she's so grumpy.
I can see why people wouldn't want to shop here. Her mood is a bit off-putting, to say the least.
Oh, they don't mind her mood. It's probably just the clothes. They're kind of what I think you'd call an acquired taste. Here, check this out.
She holds up her phone screen to me, tilting so that the contents are visible from my angle. Why is it so glitchy? She scrolls through her photo gallery for a few seconds before pulling up what can only be described as...
Is that a bunch of bananas?
I can see that.
Right? Or an upside-down umbrella.
Oh, I definitely see that.
It looks like someone decided to wear a tent.
Mira laughs loudly at my comparison before composing herself again.
And you can buy a tent for 20 bucks. Just try and guess how much this thing costs.
1,000. I said 1,000, so I might as well.
Close.
Please don't be more.
3.5 million.
Excuse me?
What?
Yep.
Unable to bear looking upon the monstrosity any longer, Mira shuts off her phone and puts it back in her
I
pocket.
don't like being mean, but nothing about it is appealing. Fashion should be comfortable and affordable, but this? It's not even close to being either.
Awfully impractical, too.
Ugh, that's another thing that riles me up about it. Where are you even supposed to wear stuff like that? Winter and spring fashion needs to be practical. People dress up in winter to protect themselves against the cold.
Boy, do they. The winter is a tough time for me. I'm not fond of the chill at all. I've gone tobogganing only once in my life, and it was so bitterly cold that I thought I'd freeze to death without at least 3 layers on.
Just imagine if you had the perfect coat. Only 1 extra layer is necessary, and you'd be free to enjoy the snow as you please. And spring? Spring is a time of new beginnings. People clean, cook, work, and garden in the springtime. That stuff is super hard. People deserve to be in good quality clothes while they try to make the world a better place. Like I said.
Mira waves and smiles at the boutique window, case for still being watched.
I do look up to her. But there are things I know I can help her improve on. That's why we worked so closely together. And that's why I'm still working on some designs, even though I live so far from this place.
You still work on designs?
Oh, Ollie.
Oh, this
why
explains.
do you think I carry my sketchbook around everywhere?
This explains the that one memory fragment with all like the mannequins. Mira holds up her hands in front of her, closing one eye and framing my face with her fingers like an expert photographer.
Inspiration could strike from any direction. Visual stimulus comes at me left, right, and center. I gotta be ready for it.
She shifts her finger frame towards me, winking at me through the gap.
Wow. I guess you really meant it when you called me your muse.
I sure did. I can't even believe you still remember that.
My face reddened slightly as I tried to explain myself.
I try to remember a lot of what you say. The smallest compliments you give mean the world to me. You know, every moment matters. I'm not that used to hearing all this stuff either, so the feelings are amplified.
I guess I've just gotta say it even more. Eventually, you'll get used to it.
Maybe, but it'll never be any less significant. Oh, Mira. I wanted to ask, can I
pointed at the pocket her sketchbook is kept in.
Can I see one of your drawings? One of the fashion ones, I mean.
Oh, absolutely. I'll give you a sneak peek at one of my exclusive works. I've never shown anyone this. It's part of a spring collection that I want to pitch someday.
Oh my! Gosh, if I wore dresses, I think that would be my first pick.
When I make it big, you can be the first person to try it on.
Ooh. broken fragments. I can sense the end is near. Memories drift in and out of my mind like clouds in and out of view on a windy day. I try to hold on to them in my hopes they can understand why my dreams bring me here. The mirror holds a truth I must see into it. Only 3 pieces remain. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. That's actually really cool. It's a farm. It's over here. That is really cool. Okay. A jungle gym. Huh. I feel like I built this. Did they have a kid? Does this mean that they have a kid? God, that looks so cool. Okay. So I guess this is another, looks like a farm. Is this a farm? Oh, what the? So if I do it like this, that is. A photo of Mira? I don't remember her ever dyeing her hair though. Is this my desk? Oh, there you are again. Put it over here. Okay. Then we have. I knew it. A baby. Puppies in a baby carriage. The meaning escapes me, but the situation feels appropriate. Go to the mirror, go to the mirror. Oh, mirror is telling me to go to the mirror. Over here? Over here? Oh shit. Nope. You can just stay. Where's the mirror? Where's the mirror? Oh, the mirror's in the bathroom. Ooh. Here we go. Here we go. The CPU. When I look into the mirror this time, I don't wake up. Instead, bro, the CPU just jumped up. What the hell? Sorry for the CPU jumped up randomly for some reason. Said the distressing world around me fades away, replacing by a soft light of morning and the gentle sound of birds, but the mirror itself remains continued to stand before it, caught in the gloom eyes of the man within the reflection. They are fearful and haunted. Years of the touches wrinkled under their faces as I move to do the same. Slowly I understand, slowly I remember. Our first date.
Silly, you have to sit still.
Mira, people are watching me.
It's because you're hot stuff, Ollie. Now, sit still, or I won't get that beautiful blush right. I want to make this perfect. How else will I remember who I went on a date with? Joking. I'm joking, Ollie. Ooh, I might have to start over to capture that excellent look on your face.
Our first kiss.
Wait. Oh!
Oh, sorry.
No, it's me. I panicked.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You first.
I totally spooked myself and turned my face. Sorry. But cheek kisses don't count, right? Even if they're nice? If you're okay with it, maybe we do take 2? I think I would really like that if you're, down.
I'd really like that too.
Our first child.
She just fell asleep.
Thanks for putting her to bed.
Well, thank you for handling playtime. I'm glad she's got so much energy, but I'm equally glad we take shifts.
We really killed it making that kid, huh? Keeps us on our toes.
I would never ask for anything else.
I thought I'd forgotten all this, forgotten my own daughter.
I'm sorry, Mira.
No. I won't accept any apologies. You had no control over this happening. What's important is that we got it diagnosed, and we're making a plan to get through it.
I remember the diagnosis, RNH, disease with a reputation for finality. 3 years have passed since that day. I tried to make peace with it as Mira wanted me to, but I've forgotten and forget, and I lose myself so many times that does it even matter if I accepted it once? I looked into the eyes of the gray-haired man. They are familiar at last. His confusion is my confusion. His regrets are mine too. The man in the mirror, old and bent as me. And standing beside him, besides me, Mira. Her hair now pearly white. Mira fixes my collar with practiced care. The gossamer strands of her hair glow in the soft sunlight streaming in from the window like they did all those years ago when I first saw her beside the road. She sees me watching her in the mirror and smiles. I smile back on instinct as if I'd done this many times before. I know now that I am seeing her at last. I feel that I have not done that for some time. She looks so tired. There are subtle lines between her eyebrows, frown lines that I am probably the cause of. My vision blurs a tear up.
Mira, I'm so sorry. I know you don't like to hear it, but this isn't fair to you.
She must sense the clarity in my words because her smile brightens ever so slightly. Mira gently cups my face, wiping away the industry tears.
Ollie, I'm just happy that we can have days like today. A beautiful spring day.
I wish I could give you that every day.
Do you remember when you proposed to me?
Yes. The whales.
Mira, oh, that was the whale. Okay. Mira laughs, her whole face lighting up with mirth.
You thought you were being so romantic by proposing during a whale watching trip.
The whales were not impressed.
But I was. You threw that ring right into the ocean just to grab me to safety when that whale breached too close to the boat. I thought I was in a romance novel.
I felt so awful after. Didn't we try to go scuba diving the next day just to see if we could find it again? Everyone said the ocean was just too big, though.
As the intended recipient of the ring, I think it was a small price to pay to see someone yell at the largest animals on the planet on my behalf. Now that was romantic. Who else would fight a whale for me? It couldn't have been more perfect. Things don't always go our way, but we do what we can to make every moment count. You told me once that we should focus on the good times rather than what is lost. All the other days are a small price to pay to have these moments where you're fighting for me again.
You remember that?
You've always been worth remembering, Ollie. Who else would defy time and fate and biology for me? I would not trade a single day we've had together for anything.
Look into her eyes unchanged and their honesty and kindness after all these years. Take Mira's hands in mine as I rest my forehead against hers, feeling a sense of ease at last, that this is who I am, this is where I belong.
What did I do to deserve you?
You were my paper-catching hero. My plant-loving, fish-fearing, always supportive, whale-fighting muse. How could a girl resist?
We laugh together at that. The last specters of my nightmares are banished as we revel in shared joy, if only for a day, if only for a moment. Oh, okay, there it goes. One final moment of clarity. I don't know why that last section had like the CPU for the OBS just jumped up for the game to like 10% when it's like at like 3% now with that last section. I don't know why, so I'm sorry if I'll try to cut as much of like the PC fan noise out as I can, but there's probably going to still be some because when I'm talking, there's going to be some. But I really enjoyed this. I'm glad I managed to do this all in one video. It's really good. I'm a logo now. This was really good, and the story was so good. It was a simple story, but it's really just so good. At first, I was thinking that maybe the CPU jumping up, maybe like my computer was like downloading something, like an update or something. But the fact that the CPU jumped back down when the credits started to go is because of that section. Something in that section causes the CPU to just skyrocket for some reason. Don't know why. CG gallery. Look at all that. Okay, yep, that still does that. Fragments. Look at all that. Okay. Alright, that was one final moment of clarity. A really lovely, unique take on a visual novel. With like 3D environments of collecting all the pieces of this person's memory and just putting them all together. And I still don't know what the other thing was. The thing that was like chasing him. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video for it. I'll leave in the description if you want to play it yourself. And yeah, subscribe, check out the stuff we do. See you next time. Bye-bye.